March Madness is right around the corner and the college basketball scene is heating up. Matt, I have a very simple question for you. Which conference is most likely to produce a national champion this season?
I think it has to be the SEC this year. And I mean, if you look at it, let's start with the two kind of like favorites to come out of that conference and make it to at least the Final Four, Kentucky and Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn has just been unbelievable from start to finish. That front court of Jabari Smith and Walker Kessler is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, Smith is shooting well from both inside and outside. They can stretch the floor. They play with that energy that you see from a Bruce Pearl team. He coaches with a lot of energy too. They're aggressive. They play fast. They can play strong on defense, and they're averaging over 80 points a game. And they can rebound, which when come tournament time, those are the things that are going to give you that extra edge, especially late in the game when you need to start looking towards guys and looking towards moments to capitalize on. And then Kentucky, I mean, Shibwe has been electric. He literally is a rebounding machine. That's a guy that, once again, if you look at like the last 2 minutes of a game, last 5 minutes of a game, you could trust him to give your team extra opportunities, both on the defensive and offensive side. And then you look at the role players they have. I mean, Wheeler and Ty Washington as guards have been great. And then Grady is one of the best outside shooters in the country right now. So just their role players and the way that they play together when healthy makes you excited about Kentucky. And then just Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas. Those are teams that obviously nobody's, really big on, but come tournament time, they play aggressive, they take care of business. Tennessee just beat Kentucky. Arkansas just beat Auburn. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to play physical, and they're going to come out and be a team that when you look at the tournament, they can throw a punch and they can take a punch, and that sometimes is the best thing that you can have going into March Madness.
100%. I think the SEC has a lot of parity. A handful of good teams, you just mentioned them. I really like Kentucky a lot. Ty Washington, that freshman, is a hooper. I think he's added a different element to that offense, and obviously Auburn is special as well. I think people are kind of sleeping on Alabama. They've had kind of a slow start to this season, but Jane Shackelford, Javon Quinterly, those boys can get it done, and they're well coached per usual. I'm going to go to a different conference and one that's much less renowned, the West Coast Conference. I'm all in on Gonzaga, obviously. At this point, that is who I believe is the best team in the country. That's who I expect to be national champions. Obviously, they're led by Drew Timme, averaging 18 points per game. But another freshman, I was just talking about Ty Washington, the freshman for Kentucky, Chet Holmgren, the 7-foot center freshman who's hooping like he's still in high school, averaging damn near a double-double, 3 blocks a game, shooting 46% from deep. He has added an element to this team that really honestly would have put them over the top last season if he was able to play alongside Jalen Suggs, Timme, and the crew. But this team also, along with the youth, they have 3 strong guards in Bolton, Nemhart, and Strawther. So this is a really deep team that has the versatility, the youth, along with the upperclassmen. And obviously, as always, Mark Few has this team well coached. So I'm all in Gonzaga. Obviously, the West Coast Conference, it's not going to be anybody else besides the Bulldogs. But I'm really confident in what the Gonzaga can do come March.
Yeah, I mean, they're exciting. My only concern is I honestly, as great as Holmgren has been and as huge as Timme coming back is, I almost think that last year's team was that team. I think they were better with Suggs and Kispert and Timme playing the way that he did. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And I'll say this right now. If we could get Chet Holmgren, Drew Timme versus Jabari Smith, Walker Kessler matchup in the finals, that's a front court matchup I would always pay to see.
100%. And obviously, let me ask you one more question. You like a few teams in the SEC. Which one, if you had to pinpoint one, who would you pick as the champion out of that?
I really kind of am siding more towards Kentucky. I mean, Calipari is a guy that when he gets his team clicking on all cylinders, you really get excited about them. Like we talked about, Ty Washington is electric. I like their outside shooting. And then Shibwe is just such a monster on the boards, and his ability to give his team second chances on offense is going to be, I think, the big factor come tournament time.
100%. March will be here before we know it, and the madness will soon ensue. But that's going to do it for us. For Scott Procter, my guy Matt Morris, a.k.a. Big Red. We'll catch you next time.